The desert sun was merciless, beating down on the training field where we had been drilling since dawn. Sweat rolled into my eyes, but I ignored it, focusing on the rhythm of my breathing, the feel of the rifle in my hands, the sound of boots pounding the sand in unison. Out here, thousands of miles from home, discipline was survival. My unit relied on precision, on order, on never allowing weakness to creep in. That morning, I was thinking of nothing but the drills ahead until the radio operator ran toward me, face pale, headset pressed tight to his ear. "Cole!" he shouted over the noise of the choppers. "It's the sheriff from your hometown. Says it's urgent." My heart skipped. Sheriff Briggs? What the hell would he be calling me for all the way out here? I took the handset, stepping away from the others. The desert suddenly felt colder, like the sun had gone behind a cloud. "Sheriff?" My voice was steady, but my gut already knew this wasn't good. There was a pause on the other end, then a voice I knew as well as my own father's. Rough, low, but breaking in a way I had never heard before. "Ethan, it's Briggs." I swallowed hard. "What happened?" He took a breath, but it caught halfway. And then the words came, jagged and final. "A biker gang. The Black Vultures. They burned down your family's farmhouse. Your father and mother—" His voice cracked. He didn't finish, but he didn't need to. The world tilted under my feet. My hand clenched so hard around the radio my knuckles whitened. "No," I muttered, the word empty, useless. "They didn't make it," Briggs said, softer now. "I'm sorry, son." For a moment, everything else disappeared. The whir of rotors, the shouts of soldiers, even the relentless sun. All I could hear was the echo of those words. They didn't make it. I saw my father's face, worn from years of farming, but always lit with quiet pride. My mother's gentle smile, the way she hummed old songs while cooking breakfast. The smell of hay, the creak of the barn door, the warmth of home. Gone. All of it. Torn away in fire and violence. I don't remember what I said after that. Maybe nothing. I just stood there, the radio pressed against my ear, until I felt a hand on my shoulder. Captain Hayes. His eyes narrowed at the look on my face. He didn't ask. He already knew. News like that didn't need words. "Go," he said firmly. "Take the time you need." I shook my head slowly. "Time won't bring them back." Hayes held my gaze, then gave a small nod. 72 hours. "Compassionate leave. That's what I can give you. Do what you have to do." Those last words hit me like an order and a blessing all at once. Do what you have to do. The flight back home was a blur. I barely registered the checkpoints, the hours in the air, the silence of my comrades who knew better than to try to comfort me. My mind replayed the sheriff's words over and over until they carved themselves into my skull, burned down. They didn't make it. Every second felt heavier than the last. I counted them. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. 72 hours. That was all the time I had been given. I thought of the Black Vultures. 30 men, maybe more. I'd heard the name before, whispered in town like a curse. Small-time criminals who had grown bolder with every year, who thrived on fear and violence. I had dismissed them back then as nothing more than thugs on bikes. But now they had murdered my family. And whether it was 30 men or 300, it didn't matter. I was coming for them. When the plane touched down, Sheriff Briggs was waiting. The years had not been kind to him. Hair grayer, lines deeper, but his eyes were steady. He didn't try to shake my hand or offer condolences. He just nodded, and for that I was grateful. Words meant nothing now. He drove me out to what was left of the farmhouse. The sight hollowed me out. Blackened timbers jutted into the air like the ribs of a carcass. Ash coated the ground where I had once played catch with my father, where my mother had planted her roses. The air still smelled of smoke, sharp and bitter. I stepped out of the car, boots sinking into the dirt. My legs felt heavy, as if the earth itself was pulling me down. "They hit at night," Briggs said quietly, standing beside me. "Neighbors saw the flames, but by the time we got here, it was too late. We found them inside. They didn't have a chance." I didn't answer. I crouched, running my hand through the ashes. And that's when I saw it, a small glint of silver half buried in the dirt. I picked it up. Sarah's necklace. My breath caught. My sister. She wasn't with my parents? Where was she? Briggs saw it too, and his face tightened. "We didn't find her body." Could be she wasn't home when it happened. Could be... He trailed off, but I finished the thought for him. Could be she was taken. The faintest spark of hope flared inside me, buried beneath the rage. If Sarah was alive, then I wasn't just fighting for vengeance. I was fighting to bring her back. I clenched the necklace in my fist, the edges biting into my palm. 72 hours. 30 men. That gave me just over 2 hours for each one of them. It was more than I needed. That night, I sat alone in what remained of the barn, staring at the burned beams above me. Memories pressed down from every corner. But instead of breaking me, they hardened into steel. My parents had built this life with their bare hands. They had given me everything. And now it was my turn to give something back. Not peace. Not justice. But retribution. The clock had started ticking the moment I picked up that call, and every second that passed brought me closer to the men, who thought they could take everything from me and walk away. They had no idea what was coming. For 30 men, 72 hours was a lifetime. For me, it was just enough time to end them all.